Hi, my name is William, and I'm a student at Los Angeles City College. Today, I would like to talk about something I think that we all could benefit from during this uncertain time. It's something that could help us feel more calm, clear our minds, and to improve our bodies. It's a 5,000-year-old practice called yoga. Now, I'm sure you all have heard of yoga. It's very popular, but my goal today is to discuss the benefits of practicing it. Now, to give myself a bit of credibility, I practice yoga. I discovered it a few years ago after my boyfriend died. I was overwhelmed with sadness and grief, as you can imagine. And although I had support of family and friends, it was yoga that allowed me to process those feelings. It was yoga that ultimately helped me get myself back. So today I will discuss the origin of yoga, how it was introduced to the Western world, and most importantly, the benefits of practicing it. So the origin of yoga is a fascinating story. It is rooted in the consciousness practices of ancient India. And in the book, Yoga, Karma, Rebirth, written by Stephen Phillips, he states that some of the earliest yoga teachings date back between 1500 and 1200 BC. And that these teachings can be found in something called the Rig Veda. And the Rig Veda is a collection of books written in Sanskrit that covers a number of different topics ranging from philosophies to deities, to the cosmos, to charity within society. It also talks about yoga. Now, the traditional purpose of yoga is believed that it was the way for which the sacred could come into life, that the metaphysical could become physical. Yoga incorporates meditation with breath work. And in his book, Stephen Phillips writes that yoga comprises processes of psychological transformation paired with physical development and maintenance of health. So what is he saying here? He's basically saying that yoga creates a psychological change, it tones and improves our physique, and it supports our body system so that we can stay healthy. Another fascinating aspect of the origin of yoga is that all Eastern spiritual traditions, including martial arts, have a common background in yoga traditions of India. Now, this is due to Buddhism. The Buddhists practice meditation and yoga, and they traveled east out of India, and they introduced these traditions to the Eastern world. So now you know the origin of yoga. Next, I would like to talk about how it was introduced to the Western world. Now, during the 1960s, there was something called the counterculture. And at that time, there was an incredible interest in Indian culture. Now, in the book, Hinduism in the 1960s, which was written by Paul Oliver, he states that almost as a direct result from the Beatles were aspects of an Indian way of life absorbed into the general culture. Now, the Beatles were massively popular. People cut their hair and dress to look like them. They were genuinely interested in the concepts that the Beatles had to discuss. One of the members of the Beatles, George Harrison, actually studied Hinduism and practiced yoga. And the Beatles actually referenced some Hindu teachings in some of their songs. Now, in addition to the Beatles influencing the Western world, there was an anti-war movement during the 1960s. And this created a make love, not war mentality among the youth. And that type of thinking allowed them to gravitate towards Hindu teachings. And in Hinduism, it teaches you that you can influence the world at large through a calm state of mind, and that you can achieve that state of mind through regular practice of yoga. Now, although Indian fashion trends started to fade, the practice of yoga did not fade. It only grew. Now, the Western world experimented with many different types of yoga, but it was hatha yoga that became very popular, and that was due to its physical poses that produced a physical change in the body. It toned the physique. Now, this brings me to what yoga can do for you. Next, I would like to discuss the benefits of practicing yoga. So yoga has shown to produce psychological effects almost immediately. In an article written by Lisa Diamond entitled "The Benefits of Yoga in Improving Your Health," she states that yoga decreases anxiety. Now, almost every doctor believes that managing your stress is paramount to maintaining your health. In another article written by Noreen Wainwright entitled The Benefits of Yoga, she states that yoga increases a feeling of emotional well-being. Now, this increase of emotional well-being and this decrease of anxiety that can create a positive impact on all areas of a person's life. Now, there's also evidence that yoga decreases pain while promoting weight loss. In a medical journal written by Sophia Noor entitled Yoga, Its Awareness and Benefits on Health, she references two studies. One study where the participants, after practicing yoga regularly for 3 months, had a decrease in physical pain related to musculoskeletal conditions. And in the other study she references, the participants had a decrease in body mass index and an improvement of hip-waist ratio. So there's evidence that it promotes weight loss. So now these are only a few of the benefits of practicing yoga. There are many. So now you know the origin of yoga, how it was introduced to the Western world, and the benefits of practicing it. My hope today is that you will try it for yourself. You can go on YouTube and look up beginners yoga classes. You can look up introduction to yoga. So after all, if it's something that can help us feel more calm, clear our minds, and improve our physique, you have absolutely nothing to lose. Thank you for letting me speak today. I hope you all are well. Namaste.